Hello, today in this video I'm going to show you how to cut any picture into a shape to get it ready for laser engraving. Follow along to see my process. I have these three shapes for demonstrations. And I have these three pictures for demonstrations. You're going to have to make two files. The first file, you're going to save it as a SVG of whatever you are working on. Make sure to save the file as a path line. I'm going to export mine as SVG. There is two ways of doing this. I'm going to show you how. There's two ways of saving the files. If you want the file to laser all the way across all at one time, or laser individually. If you would like it to engrave all at one time, save it as a PNG. Make sure your picture files are on the bottom and your path lines on top of them. I'm going to click over one shape in picture, highlight them both, then click on make clipping mask. As you can see now, the picture is formed to the shape that was on top of it. I'm going to do the rest. Now, if these are going to engrave together at one time, I'm going to push them all together as close as possible so it will be less engraving time. Now I will save it as a PNG. Now that is one way of doing it. I'm going to show you the other way. Make sure to highlight all the pictures and shapes all at one time. On top, click on Objects and scroll down to Collect or Export. Click on As Multiple Assets. The boxes that are highlighted light blue are the ones you're going to export. Make sure it's at 300p. Make sure it's PNG. The 300 is the resolution. It's just to get the best detail possible from the engraving. Now I'm going to export it in the same location as the rest. When you export this file, it will create a folder. You will get a green pop-up saying successfully completed on top. Now let's go to the Glowforge website so we could import everything. Just look for the files wherever you save them at. Now this file is the PNG file. The PNG files will upload very big. We have to make them smaller to the original size. Doing it this way will take a little longer. Now I'm going to show you the other way. Look for the folder called 300 ppi. All your pictures should be in there. I'm just grabbing one file at a time and dragging it and dropping it to import it in my work area. Now these are big PNG files as well. But remember, we did save them separately, not together. Now after importing all the PNGs, just import the SVG cut lines. The SVGs will be in the original size that we have to match the PNG pictures. Now click on the SVG to get the size of it. In this case, I'm going to measure the width. Copy it and paste it to the SVG picture. Now the PNG should be the same size as the SVG. Now overlap them together. I'm going to do the rest of them in the same process. And if it doesn't match up, you could always copy and paste the height. Now the Glowforge will engrave each and one of these individually. The PNG that's all connected, you're going to have to stretch it to match it up to the SVGs. Now here are my settings to my engraving. And these are the settings for my cut lines. Most of the time, I always try to enter the thickness of the material, or manually focusing works as well. It will take me 36 minutes and 58 seconds if I engrave and cut both of these at the same time. I'm going to show you the time difference if you do these files separately. Engraving and cutting the ones on top will take 14 minutes and 6 seconds. Now the one on the bottom will take 22 minutes and 53 seconds. With this file, I can move them around to make the time a little bit faster, or cut one at a time if I don't want to cut all of them all at once. Here's a little time lapse of them being engraved and cut. These are the three shapes that were PNG'd together. As you can see, they're a little off cut. They are a little harder to overlap over each other. This is the individual PNG that came out with no problems. There's no flaws on the edges, as you can see. And the rest of them came out with the white line that were offset by a little. Thank you all for watching. Stay connected for future videos. I have a lot more coming.